Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rush Racing League Division 3 here in Australia, brought to you by AI 369. I'll be your host for tonight, Thunderbolts, and my main man in the box with me is Edge. How you going tonight, Edge?
Yeah, good mate. Started to finally see off the round with some Div 3 racing.
Yep, this will be the last race of this week. This will be week 9 wrap up. It's been an interesting week here in Australia, to say the least, across the divisions, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've maxed out the safety cars in the last two nights, so it'd be interesting to see if Div 3 do it again.
Oh, the shade. Yeah, the digital Burt Mylander has definitely gotten his miles in over the course of the last couple of days. There's no doubt about that. What are you expecting to see today?
Hopefully some good racing. Div 3 has always been one of the closer divisions, so it'd be good to see, I don't know, a battle for the top six like we had it, I think it was in Div 4 or Div 2, where we had a pretty much a six-car train all battling for the end.
Yeah, that was heaps impressive. I think that there was actually a DRS train from P1 to P13 for the good first half of the race until the pits started. Still, they started rolling in for the pits. It was really good driving shown by Div 2. So yeah, it looks to be a clear forecast for today. Sunny skies. Showing right now, we've got a track temperature of 29 degrees. So we're going to see speed in this qualifying session for sure. Air temps at 20, and it looks like it's going to maintain that throughout this qualifying session. So as the track ramps up, it's just going to get faster and faster. What do you think is going to be the pole time at the end of Q3?
It's hard to guess, but I reckon we're going to be in the low 15s by the end of Q3.
Low, low 15s. All right. Well, there you have it. Big call from Edge. He's talking low 15s. I was going to go mid 15s, mid to high 15s, but you know, I'm just a driver in Div 6. So we'll see what happens.
And I'm
It
not.
looks like look. You've been around. You've been around more than I have is what it is. And it looks like we've got Arcs being towed by Zoo at the moment down the back straight.
Yeah, it was a very good tow from the Astons there. Um, Arcs being the first one to set a lap, so maybe trying to do a one and done here in Q1. It is a full qualifying as well, so we would expect to see maybe a few of the drivers come out last this weekend. See a few drivers actually still in the pits, including the Mercedes, the Haas's, and one of the Ferraris, and also Marzi. But Panic is already out there as well. Just watch Arcs. He comes across the line. It's a 1:16.7 to begin.
That's looking like a banker lap at the moment. Definitely good time here in Q1. Um, is one of the very first time to be put down on the track. So as the rubber gets laid down, these cars will settle in more, and we'll just start to see those times drop.
Protein sets a 16.9. Coming up from Div 4 as well, so it's not a bad start for the Ferrari driver. Few invalidations already. We've had a couple. We had Toes. He had invalidated. Now he's on another flyer. And we have Quasi, who's also on a invalidated lap at the moment. He's got his ERS back up, so he should be going for that lap. Jizzle starting his lap. We'll have Forrest will be the next driver to set his fast lap, so we'll just keep an eye on him. Coming down the front straight here. Go 17.4 on those mediums. Not a bad lap for the mediums, but probably not what he was hoping for. As I think Zoo will be the next to set a lap. He's had a bit of a tow from his teammate. Can he go faster? Watch this crossing the line. It goes P1 with a 16.3, so that tow is definitely working for Aston.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time to see here in Q1, to say the least. Almost 4 tenths up on his teammate Arcs, so that's a good time to see. What I find interesting here is the use of medium tires. As we've seen throughout the other divisions, it's been a little bit chaotic to say the least. I mean, you mentioned in our intro there that a couple of divisions brought out the max number of safety cars allowed. in a 50% race, which is quite astonishing. Um, and you know those tires were needed. I get one of them was a wet race, but at the same time, this is going to be a completely dry race. We got dry quali, dry race. So I'm surprised we're not seeing those teams hold on to the medium tires just in case. It's a bit of an insurance policy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, look, it doesn't hurt to maybe scrub the sit out a bit, find out how your setup feels on the mediums just in case. But we also don't know what it's going to be for the race, right? It could be wet, it could be dry. We don't know. We could have what we had last night, where it was a really dry quality. It looked like it was going to be dry all race, and then we got to the race and it was all wet. So you never really know, do you?
Oh, well, I mean,
Unless you've
I
got a
may have.
telemetry app that McLaren
I
uses.
may.
Sorry.
I may have an inside tip on this weather here.
All right, Ted Kravitz,
Yeah,
what's the weather looking like for the race?
it's looking to be sunny. Track temperatures are going to be up around the 30 degrees. Air temp's going to be about 22, so should be pretty good.
That's good. We're just watching Audi Moto, who's the only other driver to touch the mediums. Come across. Goes P7. Kauki has said Josh is selling.
I do believe
he has a quality ban.
Yeah,
He does have a quality
he has.
ban.
He's got a quali ban, so wouldn't
May as
say
well
he's
get him
selling.
in the comms box. May as well.
Yeah, let's see if you want to tag Squash Josh, see if we can get him in the comms box. Go over that while we've got a bit more time than just a few minutes.
Yeah, knock out one interview.
Yeah, why not? We've only got a few cars out on track at the moment and on laps.
Just trying to keep an eye. Still yet to see Whiff and Dido come out yet. Velocity is on a purple first sector though. Oh, hello.
Well, looks like we got Squash Josh joining us here in the comms box. So you're obviously serving that quali ban, Squash.
Yeah.
What's going to be the game plan from the back tonight?
Well, I've just been told that if you don't do an outlap, even if you select a setup, it doesn't save it. And so there's a very good chance that I am now on a default setup. So the aim of the game tonight is now survival. And I had no idea that the game did that to you. So
I have a feeling we've brought that up to you a couple of times, but
no, I've never been told.
Okay.
That's all right. You know, EA Sports in the game. Yeah, there is a bug that you may or may not have your selected setup. So you didn't even do a single outlap or anything like that?
No, I thought I'd just sit in the pits and then retire and watch everyone, but yeah, now I'm regretting that decision. I mean, so if Plugger would like to kindly disconnect, that would be fantastic. And we'll red flag this, and we'll get it underway with a short quali and go from there.
Well, speaking of Plugger, he's actually on a lap at the moment, so we'll have that going on in the background.
He's a little bit washed at Australia.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you don't...
Oh, the shade.
But anyway, how are you feeling about tonight, other than obviously not having the setup?
Look, I was a little bit more excited thinking I had a setup, but no, look, tonight I was praying for a wet race because we actually haven't had a wet race this season in Div 3, which makes me kind of mad because I'm one of a few that don't run traction, and traction control slows you down the wet, so there was that. But no, my pace in the dry is good, presuming I've got my setup. So it's really going to come down to that tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we could see a possible Squash Josh on the podium, depending on what's going on.
Well, I mean, look, if Div 5 is anything to go off, fingers crossed that I can just stay out of trouble and take it easy on the first lap or two, get settled in, and go from there.
Yeah, if the previous races are anything to go by, letting the race get settled out is key to survival here in Australia.
Yeah, it certainly is. There's lots of room for chaos, lots of room for safety cars. Oh, looks like Whiff's just invalidated or impeded a Mercedes. Oh no. That could be disastrous.
I'm sure there will be a report input for that if he did.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be. But he
Yes,
hasn't impeded. He hasn't impeded the.
it was Angus, I think.
Yeah. Unless, well, Angus
So-
finished the lap, so it really depends.
No, he's on his lap now. Yeah, no, he's. I believe.
He did
Yes,
stop
he's.
because he let it go through.
Yeah, but prior to turn 11.
It was also Plugger.
It was Plugger and not Angus.
Yeah.
And
Was it?
Angus
Okay.
has just restarted, or Plugger's just
Whiff.
restarted the lap now, so see
Yeah,
where he
okay.
goes.
We'll see. Could already be a DSQ. You never know.
It'll be a quali ban if it is, but we'll see.
Yeah. So.
Oh, jeez.
Just.
How about you boys? I didn't ask you. How are you guys looking forward to tonight?
Yeah, looking forward to it. To be honest, it's been a good week. It's had its highs and its lows. We've seen drivers get disqualified. We've seen drivers get DSQ'd. We've seen
That's the same thing, brother.
Okay.
I wasn't going to point it out, but thank you, Thunder.
Thanks,
I enjoyed that.
We've seen drivers get penalized. We've seen drivers move up. It's been an array of results here in Australia so far. And I don't think there will be anything different in this Div 3 race. I think it's going to be elbows out. We've seen some chats get a bit spicy leading up to this race across the board. So I think this is going to be elbows out. I'd like to say it's going to be a clean race, but if we were going to do a poll right now about a safety car, my money's all in. So
I'm right there with you tonight, I think. Really do think that it's the strategy underneath the safety cars is where it's going to play out tonight. I think we've had a safety car at every division this season at Australia, so
Ox is retired. Zoo is retired. Bit early. But...
1670 should be safe with that. I would imagine the cutoff will be a 16.9-ish here tonight for Q1.
I reckon Marzi is probably the cutoff, in my opinion.
Where's Marzi sitting? 16.8, yeah, it could be.
We'll see what Whiff does here. He's on another flyer. He hasn't been able to set a lap yet. He's been out for a few laps already, though.
yeah, speaking of cutoffs, I do see the 16.7 cutoff point as well as being the cutoff point because as we know here and every other track, but in Australia, especially when the track is warm, the ramp up is real. And I expect to see a lot of these teams in the pits now start to utilize the tow to bring everything in as we see Whiff take pole with the 16.2.
Yeah, cutoff is definitely 16.8 or 16.7 in my opinion. With
It's...
the track is...
and also,
Whiff's got good one-lap pace, though.
Sorry to cut you off there. Sebi's just requested an onboard for Toasty season.
Yeah, he's currently on an invalidated lap. I'm waiting for him to finish that lap. He's on an invalidated. So once he comes across the line, I'll jump on.
Oh, and he's got the red fuel, so he might be going into the pits.
Yeah, he's going into pits. Alright.
Yep, it's going into the pits.
Well, we'll sit on that one for the moment. Once he's on the lap, we'll then do it if he gets through.
Yeah, when he comes back out, his view will be ours, Sebi.
Yeah. In the meantime, we'll focus on the other V card while we're just doing a little bit. Sebi, you either get your points back if he doesn't go through to Q1, or if he comes out again, I'll jump on that. So I'm just watching it. We'll watch your other driver though. Keep an eye on.
I'm just watching Dukes, actually, from my point of view. He's just starting his lap now.
Oh yeah, Williams. Very interesting. Ooh, okay. This is interesting. Forest is on a 17-0 at the moment.
Forrest has just set a fastest sector 2, by the way, as well.
Yeah. He is on a 17-0 at the moment. Maybe a late or a
Yeah,
high
he
16.
looks. Yeah, I'm thinking a 16-7 by the looks of it.
That's looking stable. I like how this turned from an
As
interview
he
to
comes
Josh
around the
is now
final
just
corner.
the third commentator.
I know, what is it?
Yeah,
What is this?
it's really annoying because
A 16-8 by Forrest White.
Lost a lot of time in that third sector.
A
Yeah.
pretty good.
I was just doing a short quali practice and I managed to set a 15-8. So
Fair enough.
Short quality. Short quality is different, though.
it is,
It's
although
slightly different.
I believe at about 12 minutes the track ramps up to emulate your track evolution as if it was a full quali.
Yes. Yes, it does.
This
So
is about to cross the line here.
all right, good. So one of my teammates has just confirmed that if I have loaded a setup, it should allow me to have my setup for the race.
Aw.
So my fingers are crossed.
It should, but EA Sports.
Yeah, well, look,
All right.
you never know.
Speaking of teammates, Audi Motor is actually invalidated.
Come on, Audi, we need a good lap here, mate.
And he's just coming around.
I don't know if he's going to be able to get around.
Might have
How
to
much
start
time
a
do we
new
have
lap.
left? Oh, we've got
He's
1
got
minute.
a minute left.
Oh,
It'll be close.
yeah.
It's going to be close.
But he is
because
stopped.
he's gonna hit this parade of cars, and he's got to get out of the way.
He should be okay to get around, presuming he's got the fuel.
Sneaks in behind the Ferrari. He's got fuel.
Nah, he's letting everyone through.
He's just hit the brakes. He's letting everyone through.
He's come to a complete
That's
stop.
That is the end of his quali, I reckon.
Oh,
Was that Jukes?
Oh, jeez.
That was Oh, that was so close.
I can't believe there wasn't an accident there.
Oh my
What's he
God.
doing out that wide? That's
Dude,
very odd.
He was side by side with, I think, one of the Haas's, the Quasi. Very interesting to see what's going on here. There is so much going on in this last little bit of the qualifying section as Sutton pits. Bolts goes P2. That is a kick 1-2 at the moment. Audi
Yeah, we've
does
seen
not get
kick.
around.
We've seen Kick with really strong qualies here in Div 3, so I do expect them to definitely make it through. And
Did Audi get around?
Nah.
Looks like he did.
Nah. It was
Nah,
too
he's
slow
done.
coming around
Oh,
the
he
side.
must. Oh, I was going to say,
Panic
must.
has just set a fastest sector too.
We'll keep an eye
I'm
on
surprised the McLaren boys aren't giving each other a tow. That's
They might-
unusual.
They might not need to, depending on what happens to Toast here. Because the boys are safe. Yep, they're safe.
Toast with a 17-1.
Yeah,
Everyone
well, there
is
you
safe.
go. There you go. I called a 16-9. So,
So we got
Satsy.
everybody's going to come through and finish their laps, but the bottom 5 have already been named. So unfortunately, we got Quasi Reet, Tozy Season. I don't know how you say that name. Jukes, Audi Motor, and Squash Josh with the quali ban at the end. So unfortunately, Red Bull out in Q1. And we'll see what happens for them from the back of the pack. Hopefully for them, they can capitalize on some carnage that is undoubtedly bound to happen here in Australia.
I do just want to point out one of the comments from our watchers tonight. Red Bull giving out Liam Lawson stats right now.
Ah,
And that was
Ooh.
from Liam.
well,
That's all right. But
I mean,
thanks
look.
for joining us here in the comms box, Squash Josh.
my pleasure,
good
boys.
luck-
Good to have a
luck to you
chat.
in the race.
Thank you, and enjoy the
And,
racing.
Edge, if you want to see if the other guys can join in, that would be great.
Yep.
As we head into Q2. So we got Whiff Matif and Boltzaroo taking out P1, P2, Velocity Echo, P3, Zoo, P4, Plugger, 5, Protein Group, P6, Terrence, 7, Jizzle, 8, Dito on 9, Panic, P10, Forest Wife, in P11, Arcs, P12, Angus in P13, Marzi, P14, and Sati, P15, all making it through to Q2.
to remember what everyone's at.
Pardon?
I'm trying to remember who just got knocked out.
Sutzy?
Sutsy didn't get knocked out.
Oh, no, he didn't.
No.
Hang on. Give us a
Sutsy
sec.
was close.
Yep. Getting there.
It was the RBs.
Squash Josh. Yeah, we've spoken with him.
Audi.
Yep, Audi. There's a
I've got
Williams, a
16.
V-carb.
Yes.
Yep.
Williams. Was.
And who's going to take to the track first? It looks like it's going to be Arcs. Arcs is going to be the first one to put some rubber down, followed by Velocity Echo in the Ferrari. And Dito probably trying to get a toe off of Echo. As long as he spaces it out right, he should be good. And we got Boltzeroo and Plugger have all taken to the track, so see how they fare on their first laps here in Q2. Do expect to see high 116s for the first lappers here in Q2.
Yeah, I mean that's what we saw. That's what we saw the cutoff be.
And it looks like we've had Quasi Reet join us here in the comms box. How you going, Quasi?
Not bad yourself.
Doing good, mate. So run us through what went right in that Q1 performance and what went wrong.
Everything went wrong and nothing went right.
I can relate to that. Australia is definitely a track that it keeps you on your toes, and you've got to hit those turns just right, make the car stick, and then lick it and send it.
I
So
used to
what-
be really good at this track, but for some reason I can't do it now.
It's one of those tracks. It takes time, mate, and you'll get back there. No worries at all. What are you looking forward to in the race? Like, is there any special thing that you have planned? Are you maybe going to start on the hard tire and see how long you can go?
I'm hoping for safety cars
I can pretty much
Yeah?
guarantee you're guaranteed that here.
because
Yep,
if I get safety cars, I can bring the race back.
Yep, well that'll be good. And I'll pass you over to Edge. Edge, you got some questions for Quasi?
Yeah, mate. Obviously you did say you're hoping for safety cars. Are you sort of thinking maybe use the mediums that you didn't use on that as well, or are you thinking might be touching the softs this race?
Oh, I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm still thinking about it. I've got 2 qualifyings to think about it. We'll see what happens at the start of the race.
That is fair. You've got time to plan. But yeah, no, that's look, obviously I think is this the first time we've seen you race in Rush?
Nah, I raced in the reserve league
Right.
a fair bit. Last week I raced at Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
Had a disconnection, so went out Q1 again.
Okay. Is this your first time racing in Div 6 though? Or not Div 6, Div 3?
Nah, last week I raced in Div
Last
3.
week. Okay. Well, it'll be good to see you back on track again. And I'm excited to see how you do.
Thank you.
All
Alright. Have a good one.
No worries. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Quasi. Take care, mate.
I think we also have Audi Moda here. How you doing today, man?
Pretty good. You?
Yeah, doing alright, doing alright. Do you want to walk us through what happened in Q1?
Well, obviously I haven't really been league racing because of my own sake, and obviously not racing for a long time, that hits hard, so obviously Q1 wasn't the best.
Yeah, that's fair. But was it like, do you know what it might be and how to fix it in the race, or is this sort of like you're still trying to figure out what it was?
I feel like it was more the lines and the speed I was getting through.
Okay. That's a good. Well, you've got, what, 29 laps to perfect it, so wish you all the best.
Yeah.
I'll pass you over to Thunderbolt to
Thank
see
you.
if there's any other questions.
Yeah, mate. So it seems that Red Bull are starting from the back of the grid at P19, P20. Squash Josh, your teammate, with a quali ban this week here in Australia. Now, you guys are undoubtedly going to be looking to try and move up through the pack. Are you going to be working on a strat together? What's your main point and focus moving forward to bring it home and put some points on the board for Red Bull?
I think it would most definitely be the strategies we put in and how we think about it and how we do it. But it's all up to the people up front and what happens there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the other divisions, if they are a tell-all of what may or may not happen here, is there will be safety cars. We've seen 2 divs max them out, so there's most likely going to be at least one. But that's all from me, mate. Good luck to you and Red Bull in today's race, and we look forward to seeing what you can do out there.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, we've got Toasty.
Hey,
How you going, mate?
I'm all right.
Surviving? What,
Yeah,
What happened out there today?
well, I think it's just a mix of messed up setup and not enough practice. Like, I haven't put any practice in recently, but the setup definitely contributed to the bad lap time.
Setups do affect your car greatly in this game. That is one thing that it's good and bad in a sense, because it rewards those that put the effort in to spend time and make a setup, especially that's a custom and akin to their driving styles and abilities. Do you think you'll be able to adjust to your car's setup throughout this race, or is it going to be an uphill battle?
I'm not too sure. I think I'll be fine during the race. I just gotta lock in, just
Yeah,
pray for
yeah,
a
it
safe
is.
car, move up the pack.
It is all about finding that rhythm, locking in, as you say, where all you focus on is the road in front of you.
Yeah.
Good luck to you and your team, and I'll pass you over to Edge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Just before we jump into the interview, okay, that was interesting. Sorry. One of the cars that stopped completely in pit lane, I was watching it. I was really confused on what was going on. Yeah, obviously Q1, it's not the best scene to be knocked down in, but, it's only up from here now, isn't there? You can't go backwards. So
No, I can only
guess,
bring myself up.
I guess we've just got to, you just got to look forward and hope for safety cars, carnage essentially. But
Yeah.
do you reckon you'll have maybe a Hadja moment where it's just a really good dodge for a incident, or do you reckon you got those skills, or are we sort of like hope the incident happens like 100 meters ahead, kind of thing?
Just whatever. I'm just praying for some carnage, safety car, so I can get through, get a good spot, gain the confidence back, and then, move up.
That's fair. I reckon we should see some good racing tonight, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Have a good one.
No worries. I think we'll get a prediction up. What do you reckon, Thunderbolts?
Yeah, we can get a prediction up. What are you going to go for?
Give me what you think the cutoff time is going to be.
What I think the cutoff time is going to be. I think the cutoff time will be a 16.6.
So 16.6 or lower, or 16.16, or 16.7 or higher. So that'll be.
I think.
The poll.
Yeah, you got to be below 16 sevens for sure to make it through to Q3. But while you get that thrown up in the chat, we'll go over to the final driver that we've got here in Jux. In the Williams, I believe it is. Is that right?
That's right, yep.
Yep. So what happened out there, Jux?
I would call it a Lawson, to be honest, a bit. Good on every other day, and then when it came to crunch time, just failed to put it together, really.
Yeah, sometimes that does happen. I know personally speaking, I had a bit of that yesterday in my race. Like throughout practice, everything looked really good, and then when it came crunch time, I choked. But is what it is. And but calling yourself a Lawson, that's a scary one because rumor is he's out. Are you maybe out on silly season? Or is that a worry for you?
Nah, not a worry. Being from Australia, down this ways, we all support Lawson. I think it was really what I decided to do at the last moment was change over to a bit of a race setup, and try to qualify with more of a race setup that would make the tyres last a bit longer. Thinking about saying that, I feel like I just might have given a bit away, but to be honest, tried something new, couldn't put it together really, and I was hoping for more, but didn't get the result really.
Yeah, that's understandable. Like, well, good luck to you in the race there. Hope everything goes smoothly. We've only got a few minutes left of this Q2, and I'll throw you over to Edge.
Yeah, hey Dukes, how you doing?
Very good, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, doing good, doing good. Now, obviously, like, why am I getting the names wrong? Thunderbolt's brought up silly season. Are you looking to possibly put your name down as someone who's ready to compete after silly season, or are you sort of still trying to find your feet here and
Mate, to be honest, like still be honest, like I think we're 4 or 5 races in for me now. Mate, outside of Rush, everything going great. And to be completely honest, when joined Rush and I started competing, for some reason the had a couple good races there, and then for some reason just wasn't able to put together a couple laps in the last couple races, and feels a bit silly for me. Potential is there. I've always had some good solid times. That's why I was able to get into the Div 3, obviously, but for some reason just bit of silliness there in the last couple races has caused me not to put it together. So I wouldn't say I'm, try to. I'm definitely trying to compete and put it together. I'm only fresh. I'm only new, but definitely trying to compete. I got solid times. I am a good racer. I feel like I'm better than this, but last couple of results have shown differently.
That's fair. But hopefully this race is a bit of a turnaround for you then.
Exactly. I'll be looking for me to come up the order, boys.
We'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, that's it.
No worries. Well, we'll leave you to it. We'll let you jump back in with Dito, who's actually just gone P2 with a 15.9. So I'll let you jump back in and have a bit of a chat with him. All
You
the best for the
beauty
race,
hitting the
man.
15s. All right,
Yeah,
thanks,
hit
boys.
the 15s now.
All right, mate.
Have a good one. Uh, Speaking of
All right,
which,
that.
yeah, go.
Yep. No. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was about to say we do have Velocity and Dito in the 15s, and Whiff is actually just set a 16.050 as well. So we might.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. We're starting to see these times drop. Both McLarens are out on the track right now. Looks like Marzi has given the toe to Panic. And you'll notice on them, if you want to flick over to them real quick.
Yep. Oh my god. McLaren stuff. Zua's retired with a 16.7.
There it is.
He thinks he's safe.
He thinks he's safe. I don't know. That's a bit of a scary one.
That
But
is
you'll
a scary
notice here,
one.
both McLaren drivers have yellow helmets on. That's in remembrance to the late Eddie Jordan, who recently passed this week, who was a F1 team principal and owner back in the yesteryear, so to speak. And he was known as a colorful personality throughout the paddock who brought smiles, and he definitely stirred the pot. So rest in peace, Eddie Jordan. And this week has been dedicated to you here in Rush. Thank you for your efforts. The Jordan Racing Team is now the Aston Martin Racing Team. And we see Panic set a 1:16.3 and Marzi with a 1:16.5. So, is 116.5 going to be the new bubble? Like I said, 116.7. We've got Zoo, who's retired with a 116.7. Could be living by the seat of his pants.
Next we'll have is the Hearth driver of Sutsi, who's yet to set a time, so this is going to be crucial for him as he comes across the final stretch, passing through that famous stand. Sets a 16.4. Zoo is out in Q2. That is pretty much confirmed. Will Forrest be joining him, or will he stay in? He's out as well, just improving on his time, not able to get further. That's Panic coming into the pit, and that'll be Marzi coming into the pit as well. He's out of fuel. He is going to hope that he doesn't impede Terrence here, who's currently being followed by the Mercedes driver of Angus here, who's also on a lap. That bolts through on a lap ahead. That is bolts through on a lap ahead, actually. I think Terrence is now out. Boltaroo will be wanting to improve. Marzi has come into the pits. See what happens with Bolts. I'm going to quickly get ready to switch to Angus after this. Switch over to Angus for 16.9. 16.7. Looks like it's a 16.4 that's the cutoff. Because that's Marzi
Yeah,
out as well.
dropped immensely. Looks like Marzi's out, unfortunately. Zoo's out. Terrence is out. Fresh for Wife is out, and so is Angus. Angus with an unlikely quali for the Merc team here in Australia. So we'll look at getting those few in the box for a quick chin wag on the way through to Q3. But looks like your grid going into Q3 is going to be Velocity Echo, Tito, with Matif, and I lost the menu.
Just give me a second. Sorry, I'm just sorting out this prediction. Done. So it is Marzi, Zoo, Terrence, Forrestal, Waif, and Angus. So we'll
Out
see.
in Q2.
Out in Q2.
And then we've got Echo, Dito, Whiff, Arcs, Boltaroo, Plugger, Protein Group, Panic, Jizzle, and Sutsi making their way through to Q3. And we are going to see, I'm going to say it, all of these cars in the 15s.
Yes, we are. Just give me a second.
Sick Party with the banger bet. Winning 9.4k channel points. Congrats, Sick Party. Sutsi, quite clearly in the chat, I'm not making a 15. You've got to believe to have a dream, and you've got a dream to believe. And you've got a team behind you, Sutsi. You got this, mate.
Angus. That's it.
So I think moving forward here to Q3, it looks like nobody is eager to be the first ones out on the track. I reckon a lot of them have burnt their tires making it through to Q3. We've only got two teams here in Kick and Ferrari. So it'll be interesting to see if the singles runs here are going to kind of work together to give each other toes throughout this track, because I'm fair certain the Kick team and Ferrari will be giving each other toes.
That is fair. We've actually got a couple of people in the comms box as well. We'll start off with Terrence. Terrence, how you doing today?
I think good.
You think?
Because I think I think it's good.
All right.
Because Australia is always struggle. Yeah. Because actually I changed my setup just yesterday. Changed my car setup from the rear end into the front end car. I don't know, because always I don't do good in qualify. Just move on to the race. I hope I can do good.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've seen you race before, and I know from what I've seen, you're a very good racer, not that much of a qualifier. So it could work out for you here on a 50% race, especially with safety cars. But to be honest, does this change the strategy or anything?
No, because you always, other than you're the pole sitter, I think you just sit on and back off and follow the train.
Sounds like you've already sounds like you got a plan. Well, thank you for that. And unfortunately, you are knocked out in Q2, but that does mean you do get to watch what happens this in Q1 or in Q3. Sorry, and actually get to enjoy it a bit. But I'll pass you over to Thunderbolts in case you've got any other questions.
Hey, Terrence. So you've got your teammate Jizzle here going through to Q3. And I'm assuming you guys are going to be working together in the race to try and make sure you don't double stack if things hit the fan with the safety car. Are you going to be looking at running maybe an alternate strategy going into this race?
It's difficult because Australia is a track that's very easy to have safety car, no matter it's in early stages or late stages. So if there are many wheel-to-wheel happenings, and it will easily cause a safety car. So, but Australia is also a track that really high tire that degradation. Yeah, my poor English. Sorry.
No, it's all
So
good. So yeah, the tires do degrade quite quickly here.
yeah,
So
so
are
stop
you? Did
and
you
use. Oh,
did you
sorry.
hold on to those mediums from the beginning?
Um, because P13 is not a very backward position, so I may stick with medium hard maybe.
Yeah, that's the way to go. It's definitely, I think, the strat to pick here on a sunny day in Melbourne around Albert Park. But all right, well, thank you very much for that, Terrence. Good luck to you. Hope everything works out, and hope you move up and throw some points down for Alpine. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on next. We've got the name that I cannot say, and I hope they'll fix it for me. But I'm gonna say Forestral Wife. Waif? I've got no idea, mate. Help me out on this
It's,
name.
it's my dad's old account, but he still pays for Xbox Gold, so I just continue to use it. Most people just call me Forrestal.
All right, we'll go with that one. So what what happened there in Q2? You just struggled
Um,
with the pace a little bit. Did you just miss the apex on a couple of turns, or was it you fighting with the car too much? What happened?
um, I first went out on a worn soft. I normally like to do that, just put a nice benchmarker in and be able to continue and continue improving on that. So that explains why the first lap was around a second and a half off the pace. But my second lap on soft on the new soft tires were just not good, not good enough. So I tried to go again, and I was 3/10 up going into the final two corners, and I just threw it away. Could have been in Q3, but it opened some more opportunities for the race, I think.
Yeah, I can understand that. Those final two corners, the Senatern and Prost, they definitely do throw your car from right to left to right again. So hopefully everything goes smoothly for you in the race. This is just a short Q3, so I'll throw you over to Edge, and good luck to you in the race, mate.
Thanks.
Thank you.
How you doing today, Forrestal?
Yeah, well, a little bit less than I did before the session, but
That's good. Do you want to walk us through sort of what? Obviously, we've got a couple of drivers behind you and a couple of drivers in front of you. But being in the mid pack, is that worrying a bit, or are you sort of relaxed and chilled about that and sort of happy to battle with what's going on?
yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to be here, to be honest. But yeah, I haven't raced here before, so it's going to be fun to see how the racing is going to be, if it's going to be a bit more on the clean side or not. But yeah, it's just going to be just see what happens. If we get damage on lap one, we might go to the hards and try to drive it out, or maybe go for a late soft on safety cars. There's multiple options still open. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'd be good. Now, did you say you've never raced at Melbourne before?
No, not in this division.
Oh, not in Div 3. Okay. No, that's all good. Sorry, I thought you
Yeah.
meant at all, and I was like, that's interesting.
No. I've raced it before, but not in this league and not in Div 3 before. I've done, I think, 2 or 3 of those reserve races, and I'm now just jumping up, see how the pace is around here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as mentioned, it is a short Q3, so we'll let you go, and
Yep.
we'll let you get an idea of what the race is going to look like.
Yeah, good luck with commentating, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much. All right, and lastly in the box, while we are just pretty much staring at a pit screen with one driver on the track in Sutzi, we've got Edge's teammate at Mercedes, Angus, and Sutzi brings it into the pits. We've been staring at that pit wall for a little while. Angus, how you going today, mate?
Could be better, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, doing all right. Kind of a uncharacteristic qualifying session from you in the Merc garage. What went wrong?
So on me starting hot lap, a Ferrari kind of impeded me, and then so I just aborted that lap, and then on the same lap, I think I got in the way of Bolt through. I just know where I could go. So I'm assuming I'm going to get a ticket for that, maybe. And then my second hot lap, just my tires were cooked. Had no grip.
Yeah, I can understand that. The tire degradation here, as we were saying with Terrence earlier in the box, it's just so great here in Albert Park, and they do not last. These soft tires, you maybe get 1 or 2 laps out of them, but other than that, they're in the bin.
Yep.
It's unfortunate what happened to you, and yeah, I do believe the impeding may have been caught on stream, so it'll be looked at by the stewards. But that's for the stewards to deal with. They've got a tough job. You got to give it up to them. I know it's hard to be a steward, and they'll work it out. So good luck to you in the race, and I'll throw you over to Edge.
Thanks, mate.
Mate, what's going
Thank
on?
you.
Just watching the Q3 now.
Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, we did have a bit of a conversation before, and you did say you were kind of mid-pack at this track, so Q2 is probably pretty good. But what's Pep been saying? What's the strategy for you now?
Well, I haven't really talked to him since that, so once I join back there, we'll find out.
Alright, well, I'm going to let you rush straight back there to find out what the strategy is.
Yeah, no worries.
So, thanks for joining, but yeah, I'll let you rush back and have a chat with Pep and Plugger and find out what's going on.
Alright, no worries. See you later.
Take care, Angus. So it doesn't look like Marzi's going to join us here in the comms box. We get it. You know, Zoo didn't join us either. When you don't make it through to that next session, you know, and you got a bit of passion behind the wheel, it can be a tough thing to talk about. We've got a minute and a half left to go here in this Q3. Everyone's out on track at the moment, besides Protein Group, which I find interesting. He's leaving the pits now, saving it till the last minute. And we're going to see what happens with these times. Who's going to be on pole? I see a couple people saying Dito's going to be on pole. That's Jooks in the chat there, in the Twitch chat.
Everyone's
But who do we reckon? Everyone's voting with?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Just have to give me a second while I try to fix something.
No worries. I can't actually see the poll because, you know, my technology is fail. Shout out to Katatonic for resubscribing. We appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Kyo.
And looks like Jizzle has just set the fastest Sector 1. But he's got Plugger right behind him.
Jizzle has Velocity Echo behind him. Or are you talking about on the timing?
on the timing, mate.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought you meant directly behind him. Like, no, Jukes is in clean air.
No.
Jizzle's in clean air, sorry. We'll just keep an eye on him as he comes around to set that lap. This will be the final lap that he will get a chance to. Can he challenge Whiff for pole? 16.5. Not a bad performance there. Have a look.
No, we got Dito crossing the line next.
Pro King's last.
He's one of the pole favorites. Dito with a 15.7. Goodness, and we got Protein Group finishing on a 16.9. Right behind him, we've got Velocity Echo, his teammate in Ferrari, going to the pits. Yeah, he invalidated, unfortunately. Whiff's in the pits. He's invalidated.
Plugger
Wow.
will be the next to set a lap before Panic, so we'll just keep an eye on it. Hello, what now?
And
That's SJ.
he hasn't set a time yet. Plugger with a 16 flat. Then we got Panic 16.1. So it looks like the 15s are a bit tough to get here in Q3. They didn't have the tires at their disposal, and Bolts is just turning the final corner. You surprised at these times, Edge?
Yes and no. Dito, I expected it. Bolts, I expected it. Whiff, I am surprised. I think Whiff is the only one who's surprised me at the moment. Sutsy doesn't set a lap time. Yep, thanks. What now? I am not British. Thank you, though. And Jizzle comes into the pit. So your poll is Dito. Which, if I'm correct, Duke's actually bet on, but I don't actually think that anyone else... Oh, no, we have 11.5k on Dito. So we'll just end that, and we will complete that prediction. Who are the lucky winners? Let's have a look. So 28th... Oh, Dito bet on himself. You know what? Good job, Dito.
That is gusto right there. that is bravado. He's like, nope, I've got this. We're in my home track. We're in Australia. This is mine. I'm taking it. And he's bringing it home for Williams. So we've got It's Dito in P1. Bolsaru in P2 for Kick. Whiff for Kick in P3. Plugger in the Merc in P4. Arcs in the Aston Martin P5. Panic in the McLaren and my teammate in P6. Velocity Echo for Ferrari in 7. Jizzle for Alpine in 8. Protein Group for Ferrari in P9. And Sutsy didn't set a time, but bringing it to P10 in the Haas. So we'll see what happens at the beginning of the race. I think Sutsy just had to go and have a bite to eat, if anything by his messages in the Twitch chat are something to go by. So here we go. We got the drivers setting their strategies at the moment and getting their fuel in the car. How do you expect this start to go, Edge?
Horribly. If we're going off Div 5, horribly. If we're going off Div 6, could be alright. Maybe a couple of incidents, maybe halfway through the lap. But, yeah, let's just say it's very interesting to see. We already have people cheering in the stands. You can see one guy isn't even facing the track. I do want to point that out. He's got his back to it, so...
I would like to point out he's also in the Merc garage. So
yeah, dedicated. We have Josh has his setup. That's all we wanted to hear. Thank you, Tudor. But yeah, no.
Right, so...
the Merc fan has his back to the
track.
To the
That's
track.
Amazing. And yeah, so Sutsy's actually reporting that he invalidated his lap. So that's it. All right, so here we go. We got 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and away we go here down Albert Park, down the main straight, heading into turn 1. Will it be a clean turn 1?
Looks so far.
Oh, we got
clear turn 1.
We got an Toasty has gone off track through turn 2, but looks like everything's going to settle down. Bit of fighting going on at the back of the pack here. But we start to see the cars settle out into a single file line and work through that DRS train. It's very important to keep DRS here in Albert Park. and we'll see how that fares throughout the race today.
Absolutely, you will see the possible race strategies there. And in fact, we'll actually have a look at the tyres that everyone is on. Everyone is on mediums, except for Audi Motor, who is on the hards.
Yeah, that's I kind of expected them to do an alternate strategy, being that Red Bull were starting
Whoa, we already have a
P19 and
crash.
P20. Oh, there's
Jukes
a little bit of argy-bargy
and
going on.
Toast. It's good avoiding there from Quasi, but Jukes and Toast already having an incident at Graveyard as well.
Yeah, and Toasty's got a missing right wing end plate. It's going to be hard to hold on to the car through these fast turns and chicanes. So we'll see what happens with him. He most likely will come into pit and maybe replace that wing. Who knows?
I have a feeling that the game might be broken, because I don't think Bolter was a minute and 19 seconds behind Dito.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm
Have
hoping...
we lost sync? Are we losing? Is EA losing it again?
Let's hope not.
Yeah,
but it
let's
does
see
say
what
Dito
happens.
is a lap up, so just keep an eye on it. Obviously, looks pretty close at the moment. The top 5 are kind of splitting away already. Couple of moves in the back there with Zoo getting overtaken twice now. Got Marzi getting in front and Forrester Wolf. And I think Terrence is going to be looking for that move as well. Josh is up to P16 with Audi Motor up to P17. Zoo taking it very cautiously behind Marzi here. Puts the overtake on. Going through... Oh, it fixed itself. No, it didn't. You lied to me. Dito is down to 4th. Keep an eye on what's going on here. Zoo has also fallen away from Forrestal. DRS is now active, so we'll just keep an eye on it. What's happened to Dito, though? But it is a kick 1-2 at the moment. That is very good to see, with Whiff setting the fastest lap.
Yeah, 118.5 with a full tank of fuel. That's pretty impressive. On the mediums, it's going to be interesting to see if him and Whiff, or if Bolteru and Whiff try and work together to get away from the Ferrari and Velocity Echo. But this track is a very fast track, 14 turns, but 4 DRS zones, 2 DRS detection points. So it is hard to lose DRS, but at the same time, once you lose it, it's hard to get it back.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll just keep an eye on the rest of the grid. We've been focusing too much on the front. There have been moves everywhere. I think the biggest mover at the moment has to be Squash Josh, who is behind Angus, Terrence, Zoo, and Marzi at the moment in that little group. He's wanting to probably get past him as soon as he can, as Angus does dip his tyre into the gravel. Josh going for the move here on the final DRS zone, gets the move done just before the turn, cuts it in. Angus will slip just behind him as well, putting him into the points.
Yeah, Josh said, he was looking forward to moving up through the pack, letting it kind of sort itself out, and then just seeing what he can do. As we see him take the main straight there behind Marzi, so we'll see if he's going to try and duck on the inside. It's very hard to overtake going into the first couple of turns. Might try and stick his nose in here in turn 3, but we'll see how we go. As he sneaks a peek at the inside, decides no.
Yeah, we actually are starting to see a group separate. Sorry to cut you off there, but we are actually starting to see the top 9 start to separate from that group from P10 down. Forrester will
I was going to mention that. So we still got the DRS train, but it's 2 different parts. So we've got Whiff all the way down to Sutzi in P9, and then we got Forrestal all the way down to Angus in P16. So we've got 2 DRS groups at the minute. And it'll be interesting to see what plays out. As we're going too wide, just saw a bit of too wide going through the graveyard there. So it's
I do like how
it's
just been known as Graveyard. Like, how long has it been known as Graveyard?
I'm gonna go with years.
Because I only found that out this week.
Fair. I'll say this:
I used to call it turn 10, 11.
If you go too wide through the graveyard, that's how it's got its name, I reckon.
Probably. With how many people it's killed.
So, Echo's made a move on Whiff, by the way, to take over P2. So that's a good move by Echo, and we'll just see how that pans out throughout the race. That group is very tight knit. Dito has unfortunately dropped a few spots, so he'll be looking to make those up.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Dito. It may have been a possible incident, but he's actually in a really good position at the moment because he's not having to worry about the cars behind him, but he's not having to worry about the cars in front of him either. As Velocity Echo actually takes the lead for the Ferrari team. So you'd have to think that Kick might be looking at possibly doing a switch with Bolts and Whiff with that DRS.
It is possible, but that's the thing, you know, the P2's got DRS, P1 doesn't. So, you know, come lap 6, we can quite easily see Boltzeroo take over Echo down the back straight. It's very hard to get a pass done in the first section of this track.
Yeah. Oh, there's a spin by Jizzle! It looked like he may have been helped around as well there. I caught just the end of that, so that'll be very interesting to see what's happened there. It will be noted by the stewards, whoever the onboard steward is. Feel free to note that if you want to. That's very interesting, as Sutzi will be the first driver to receive a penalty in P8. That top group has now split to 6. They've actually dropped a couple of drivers as well, with Protein and Plugger battling hard through that corner. They were side by side through turn 3 previously. Going side by side turn 4 as well.
Yeah, as we see the lead pack's going to go ahead and go down the back straight here. And it looks like Bolts is going to try and get the move done on Echo. Going to the inside, has a sneaky look, decides against it, going into a 10-11. So out the graveyard clean, heading towards turn 12. Is he going to look on the inside? No, he's just going to maintain it right now. That might actually be the good call. Let Echo go ahead and lead this race. You just stick behind and stay inside that toe. Keep your battery alive and save your tires.
Oh my god, we're too wide coming into the final corner. I've just seen that. Angus, Marzi, Josh, and Zoo were all 2 and 2 coming out of turn 12. This
really
is going to be a
by
battle
them
to watch.
Yeah, really good job by them to keep it clean, definitely.
Yeah, we've seen I think one incident that was with Jizzle. I don't think we've seen an incident since. Which is good.
Jizzle looks like he's coming to the pits. He's replacing that wing. So he's got no end plate. He's missing some bars on the wing. Time to take it off. Put a new one on. Mechanics just taking their time with it. We got Toasty. Toasty's just driving the drive.
Yeah.
At this moment, hoping for a yellow.
Hoping for a safety car. As Bolts will get the move done around the outside of Velocity Echo. Protein will finally get past Plugger, putting the Ferrari at 2-5 at the moment. Arx is also back in that group, along with Sutzi and Panic. So the top 9 are all back together. Again, as Velocity Echo will lose the spot to Whiff as well, almost in the same straight.
Yeah, Marzi also got around Angus there on the back straight. And looked to make it stick, and it looks like Squash Josh also got around Angus. So I don't know if something's wrong with Angus there.
We have a crash and we're on a safety car.
Quasi
is out. That looks to be graveyard.
Is out. He's put it. He's given the turn its name.
Ooh.
He's visited the graveyard. He's got the DNF. Now this is interesting. We're on lap 7. We've got this backpack. So P10 to P16 are all in the pits right now. They took the time. They've thrown on the hards. Now this is an interesting choice, and this is one of those timing things that we've seen split races and change the end throughout many races here at Rush Racing League. Now that group is going to have a benefit moving forward.
All right.
As they were able to put the hard tires on first. Are we going to see this lead pack all dive into the pits? Now, are Whiff and Bolts going to be creating a time differential so they don't double stack?
Looks like they might be
going to be
doing
a
that.
question.
Because Whiff is already down 2. He's already down 2 seconds. But that's not enough, so he's going to have to do that. And Quasi leaves the session. Thank you for being here, Quasi. It's good to see you racing. Thank you for jumping in. He did mention in the chat that he's sticking to his main one, so that will be a one and done for Quasi. So thank you for being here, though. It's good to see you race. Whiff has created that gap. Will he come in? 4 seconds. He will come in as well. Do we see everyone else diving in? We do. No one taking the risk and trying to take the lead of the lap. The question is Audi Motor, the only driver not to pit, is gonna pit? That's an interesting call. That's a very interesting call. I don't know why you pit there, but Bolt's actually come back out in the lead.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing for him is he's put on the mediums.
Yeah, he is going to be quick, but he's not going to be quick enough. He's going to be
quick, but they're just going to burn out. That's unfortunate.
That's very close between Forrestal and Protein. I would be very intrigued to see what happens there, because they were side by side.
Well, the drivers would know. They get the heads-up display. They get the heads-up display, knowing when to give a position, so I'm sure they sorted it out quickly.
Yes, two-door. Everyone's on hards. Yeah, Darkin, we noticed. He did it legally. He did what's known as a Fabian Coulthard around Bathurst. And if anyone knows that moment, you know how controversial that was.
Now, the thing that I'm noting here, Edge, looking at these positions here, is Echo, Forestral, and Squash Josh are the big winners of the day. Like Red Bull starting P19, P20, have moved to P13, P14 respectively. So they're getting up there. They're making their way through the pack like they were hoping they would. Forestral's up six spots, and Velocity Echo's up 5. Jizzle, unfortunately, has had a monster of a race. Down 10 spots. Don't know what he's doing. He's probably trying to rejoin the pack, but getting told he can't from the Delta.
Who is this, Toasted?
Jizzle.
Jizzle.
It was, yeah. The Delta in this game is very odd.
They're not under Delta now. Once they catch the safety car, they're not under Delta.
Yeah, he was a bit back, so...
I don't know if... You might have to look through it, but Darkin, I don't know if it's a rule against slowing it down. There's a rule against aggressively slowing it down, but you can slow yourself down to not double stack. That is not a rule. I'm pretty sure. Double check me on it, but I'm pretty sure that's not a rule that can be broken, if you get what I mean.
To answer the question in Twitch chat, Mr. Penguin, yes, stewards will attend to your ticket after the race once it's created. And
that's not a steward's ticket. That's
an
admin ticket. He's applying for something.
I'll carry on then.
But yes, he is right. There used to be a specific number that you can go over. Yeah, there used to be. I'll check it myself, but I don't actually think there is a rule against that. And if there is, then that needs to be noted.
All right, so we got safety car in this lap.
Do you want to take it away?
Yeah, I can. Definitely. So we got Bolts bunching up the pack immediately after Graveyard, which is a scary spot to do it. I can attest to that. In my race, personally, I lost a wing because of it. So it was an unfortunate thing. But as he's weaving back and forth, I'm just waiting. And the interesting thing is he's already turned his battery on a little bit, so the Velocity doesn't know when exactly he's going to go. Just waiting for that safety car to go in the pits, and then he'll be able to put the pedal down at his discretion. Going into turn 13, just keeping it at a cool 90 Ks around the center curve. And around Prost, he's waiting until they get to the front straight. Oh, everybody's a bit toey. It's a straight line, everybody's spread out, a bit scary, and he's off.
He's gone a
kind
bit
of
late
wild
there.
one. He's gone super late. Nobody was caught napping. You didn't think they would be at that go. Everybody spread out, but they've all gathered back in single file line to maintain that DRS. Heading into turn 3, it looks very clean from the front pack. And that looks like a clean safety car restart.
We actually already have an overtake with Forrestal getting around Protein Group. Very good overtake there from Forrestal. Protein Group reserving up, I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure he's a Div 4 driver and he's reserving up for Ferrari in Div 3. Panic also doing the same as well in PE7.
That was a very gutsy move by
We're under
Forrestal in
safety
turn
car.
4. And safety car again.
Why are we under safety car?
Looks like...
Whoa.
Yeah, it looks like Jizzle's lost a wing. Not too sure what happened. Jizzle's lost the entirety of his front wing. He's sniffing the back of Angus there. So not too sure what happened, but Jizzle may have gone sideways. But here we go. Safety car number 3. Let's make these tires colder. Number 2, sorry.
I don't know if that's what... I don't know if this is what happened, but I think Forrestal just overtook Panic under safety car. Might have to check that. But I think that's what's happening. He's also creating an overlap with Arcs, though, as well, which is very interesting. So might just want to... I don't know if anyone from the Red Bull team or anyone engineering him is watching, but might just want to let him know that he can't do that.
That's on the teams, mate.
Well, there you go, Sutzy. You got what you asked for. Someone... Toast got a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits warnings. Sutzy was asking for that in the Twitch chat. So...
He certainly was. And one thing I will say about that, though, moving forward, is they're bound to start reining in towards about the lap 20, lap 23 time frame. We will start to see a lot of that. Just gonna have a quick check. No.
Penalties.
The penalties will be reining in. Just to let you know, there are roughly 40 or so track limit warnings at this point.
Already?
So it's going to happen.
Thank you, Crone Dog. Forrest did pass Panic under safety car.
It'll be raining pens.
So
believe that.
Whoever the onboard steward is for tonight, I'm hoping that there is one. Thank you, J-Man. As I'm about to say it, J-Man has noted it. So that is obviously going to be a investigation with an onboard steward about a possible overtake under safety car. But it's hard to say that I'm shocked about the top 5, right? Velocity Echo, obviously, up there. He showed a lot of pace in qualifying, so it's not a shock to see him up there. Bolts did very well in the Alpine, then moved to Kicksauber and has kept up that form. With, obviously, he's been learning no ABS, actually. Has gotten quicker. Dido, previous Div 2 driver, holding his own in P4. And then the current championship leader of Plugger in P5. So I think we're in for a clash of the Titans here at Australia. Obviously, being the home race for the majority of the top 5. I don't actually know where Velocity is from, and I think Bolts is Australian as well as Dido and Plugger. And with, I would actually be surprised to not see these 5 fight it out for the win. I think there's a couple of other drivers that we could see, maybe Marzi, maybe Josh, come back up the grid. Obviously, it's a bit hard to when you're under safety car, but they've done pretty well to get to the positions that they are in. I think it's fair to say, wouldn't you say, Thunderbolts?
Absolutely. I do believe that the Kick team definitely holds the upper hand here in Albert Park. And yeah, it is going to be a good race to the end. You can't count out Arcs. Forestral's shown immense pace since the race started, but passing under safety car is a no-no. So we'll see what happens from that.
Jizzle just left. Do you want to chuck him an invite?
Yep, on it.
We're going to allow that, because obviously his name... It is Wange, but his name is also Jizzle. So I had to permit that term, so give me a second. take this one away, Thunderbolts, while you do that as well, as someone just got a penalty. That would be Zoo. Let's have a look at what that was, because I just missed it. That was a severe collision with Squash Josh. So Zoo has actually gotten a 10-second from that. That's very interesting. What's happened there? Zoo has hit Josh, which has given him a 10-second. Now that can be served under a pit stop, so I would imagine that if we do have a safety, it was on stream. Wonderful. So that will probably be noted as well, and I'm sure that it will get reported to someone. Exeter Graveyard. Thank you, Crone Dog. I stepped away from my computer for a second and missed it. Alright, Bolts has gone. Velocity right behind him. Bolts is not catching out Velocity. However, he has caught out Arcs. So not the man he wants to catch out. But Zoo gets another 3-second time penalty for the warnings, as well as Protein will get past Panic. Very late dive into turn 4, as we saw there. That's going to be an interesting battle to watch. Josh has gotten past Terrence as well into P12. He'll be wanting to catch Marzi and Sutsi, who does have that 3-second time penalty. Arcs trying to keep up with the top 5. Almost out of that DRS already after the safety car restart. How are we going, Thunderbolts? Trying to get Jizzle back in.
I sent him a friend's request at the beginning of the lobby, but it doesn't look like he accepted it. So just waiting for him to accept that, and then we'll get him back in.
Yep, Marzi gets a 3-second. So that will actually put Josh in a net P10 at the moment. That's a very good recovery from P20. As Audi actually has a massive lock-up there. The other Red Bull, who's up into P14 on those mediums. Just keep an eye on everyone. No one has really gotten out of DRS except for Jizzle, who is in P19. DRS has been enabled. Unfortunately, they won't get that until after turn 6 because it doesn't get enabled with that. As Dido will look for the move, possibly into overtake, wanting to burn to get past Whiff, who's also in hot lap at the moment. Whiff locking up heavily there to stay in front of Dido. Whiff is doing very well to stay in front of Dido. Dido has been on his tail the entire race pretty much, trying to get back up into the podium positions. You got Plugger behind him who is just sitting there waiting, watching. You got Bolts who's on a bit of a low ERS, but you've got Velocity who is just pushing hard. It's got the DRS open, overtake on, goes for the move around the outside. Bolts falls down to second. Whiff will be wanting to catch up to his teammate to try to help out. Dido and Plugger all following through. Arcs burnt all of his batteries. We'll go on board with Dido here as we'll just watch him try to make the move around the outside. Doesn't have enough of an overlap, so we'll have to wait for that position. Plugger not taking advantage either. The top 5 really battling. Dido looking for a sniff wherever he can. Might go for around turn 1 here. We'll just keep an eye on Dido. He is getting really aggressive at the moment. Bolts will also have the DRS on Velocity Echoes. He does set the fastest lap of an 18.3 on lap 16 of 29. It looks like Whiff is fading a little bit. Whoa, Dido's gone off the track, and Plugger and Arcs have gotten through as well. Dido might actually lose P6 to Forest as well. No, he won't. He'll keep it. Panic stays in P9 as well. Without the DRS, Marzi and Terrence having a bit of a battle going into turn 4 side by side. No contact. There's beautiful racing there from the McLaren and the Alpine. Zoo gets another 3-second time penalty. That's not going to be good for him, as we do have those warnings flowing in quick and fast. Plugger and P4 will be wanting to try to get past Whiff here, who does have the DRS on his teammate. Bolts will want to get through. Team Group has gotten past Forest Waif as well. Just trying to keep an eye out for what's going on here. It's hard to stay on track with everyone. The top 8 have broken away. Panic and P9 holding up the rest of the grid. And Sutsi, Josh, Marzi. And Marzi has been spun. The Alpine has been spun. Audi Motor has been spun. That is a big incident there. All 3 of them wanting to spin around. Marzi gets the flick spin. Nicely done there, I must point. Plugger gets the fastest lap of the race. Terrence will be wanting to pull away as quickly as he can from the scene of the accident. Audi Motor will pit. No safety car for that either. So that puts Josh, Sutsy, Panic, P9, P10, P11 away from the rest of the grid, and Jukes and Angus, who are P13, P14. Marzi did not come into pit. I don't think he has any wing damage from that either, because it looked like it was just a rib. Terrence definitely does not either. So it's just Audi who catches the back end of that and has wing damage, and he will slip down to P19. So back to where he started. So it's going to be a hard slog for Audi here. Thunder, what's your thoughts on the race? 17 laps in. How are we looking?
It's a bit argy-bargy at the moment. I'm guessing may have hit the safety car cap. Looking at that spin between Marzi and Terrence, or Jizzle, not really sure why a safety, or at least a VSC wasn't called. Really unfortunate there. The top pack, these top 4, top 5, are really holding it down. It looks like Dito's just lost DRS from Plugger. So I don't know if these top 4 are going to keep pulling away. Dito's going to try and make it in, but as I've been talking, he's just losing time left, right, and center. He's lost about half a second since I started bringing it up.
Who's this, sorry?
Dito. Dito's losing time to Plugger.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see that tyre where he is pushing, but he is also out of that DRS. He will be wanting to fight back into it. He is in overtake.
He's burning for days.
He is also by himself when it comes down to it as well. Just out of the DRS, but Protein doesn't have DRS on him, so he will be safe. He can just sit in hot lap for a little bit and just wait for that to happen. Echo's been holding the lead for a little bit now. He's been able to go through that. Sebi's asking for the position changes. We can definitely show you that one. Velocity is up 6. Bolts, Whiff, Plugger all staying where they started. Dito is down 4. Protein is up 3. Arx is down 2. Actually, change that. Arx is down 1. Protein's up 2 as Arx gets past Protein. Forrester was up 6. Sutsy is up 1. Josh is up 10. Panic is down 5. Jukes getting past Angus puts him up 6 positions. Angus getting up 2 himself. Zoo down 2. Marzi down 4. Terrence down 3. Toast is where he started. Jizzle is down 10. And Audi is started 19th. And Quasi, unfortunately, did DNF. He did start 16th as well. So he's down 4. So I think the big winner at the moment would have to be Josh. He's put in a beautiful performance here in that RB. Starting P20, got a bit of the safety car luck. Only had to do 1 stop as well so far, so he's doing really well. Everyone is on it at the same tyres as well, so it's going to be a hard slog for Josh here as Audi Motor finally gets past Jizzle. I'm not sure if he has gotten back in. You might have to let me know if that's the case, Thunder. I know you've been trying to sort that out in the background.
Absolutely been, yeah. There we go.
Forrest is side by side with
Finally got
heading
it
towards Graveyard. Whoa! That was a big crash, and we're under safety car. That is a very big crash.
It looks like, I don't know how Panic came through unscathed. I definitely thought he lost a wing.
Oh, Jizzle's joined.
Yeah. Yeah, Jizzle's back in, got him an invite. It's very important for the people watching along and listening along. When you get into a lobby, if somebody sends you a friend request, accept it. Sutsy drive-through penalty, speeding under the safety car. That's very unfortunate for him. Looks like he may want to go in and replace his wing anyways.
Well, he can't serve the drive-through under this safety car.
You can't. No, you cannot. Can confirm that. So here we go. We got a 10-lap shootout to the end here. So did the kicks end up double stacking? Slightly.
Slightly,
or
but
it
I
was
think
very, very
they had
close.
enough of a oh my god.
Whoa.
Plugger beats him out.
Clipping. Gotta love the clipping. All right, so we got Velocity Echo here in the lead with Boltzeroo right behind. Plugger in a P3. Marzi is the big winner out of this with P4.
Is he, though? Because he didn't pit. So he's on those old hards compared to everyone. Protein's on softs. That's not a good call.
That's a very interesting call by the Ferrari garage to put a driver on softs here, knowing that they don't
Have they
last.
just Hamiltoned him? Sorry, have they just
They don't
Ferrari'd
know.
him is probably the point.
Look, it
And
might be the
Arcs is
water.
left. Yeah. It must be the water. I mean,
It
that's
might
why
be the
Leclerc's
water.
car was underweight. They didn't have water. They took out the 2 kilos of water that they had.
They took out the water. That's right. I didn't see what made Arcs DNF. Was it that big crash?
It was the big crash.
Okay.
I know you would have seen it. Do you remember the Chevy incident from last night?
Which one?
That's a very good point. Lap 1 with Ninja Gooch.
I actually did not see that one.
Basically, I think it was Forrestal went up the inside of Arcs. Arcs is giving him room, but they've just clipped and full speed, slightly turning a bit into the wall. You're not surviving it. So I can attest to that. It's very hard to dodge that, especially going at max speed there, because it is a DRS zone. So it's a very dangerous crash there. So you do need to be careful. I imagine that has been noted by J-Man as well. Because if that hasn't, that's crazy.
And it looks unfortunate, but it looks like Jizzle cannot take control of his car. Trying to take control, but hopefully he can get it sorted. He will need to force close the game and hopefully reopen it and be able to take control after that. I really hope F125 fixes a lot of these networking style issues. It does make league racing a bit of a challenge, but we do make the best of it where we can. Now, back to the race itself. So we do see a lot of medium runners at the moment. Looks like Toasty's on 5-lap medium, so he's done a used set there. And everybody else is on 1-lap old tires. We got Marzi with 13-lap hards. But, you know,
8-lap
those
dash.
haven't been... Yeah. It's an 8-lap dash. They're well within their use by. We've had a couple of safety cars, and I reckon a few of those 13 laps have been under safety car. So if he can get those tires up to temp, he might be in for a good spot here.
I do also want to point out, you laughed at me saying that we would not max out safety cars here. We now have.
I was hoping, brother.
It is
I was
Australia.
hoping.
You max out safety cars. It is tradition here in Rush.
It's apparently so. Much like Danny Rick with the shoey, here in Rush, we max out safety cars in Albert Park.
Only at Albert Park, though. No other track. We're not doing it in Miami.
Oh, please not in Miami.
Maybe Belgium. But they've already gone. Velocity not following what Boltzaroo did and is going early. Straight out of the final corner. Bolt's on his tail as well with Plugger right behind. Marzi, with that 3-second time penalty, he's obviously not keeping fourth, but he'll be wanting to try to get as many positions and try to get as far away from the other runners as he can. With not wanting to let Marzi hold him up, though, as he will look around the outside of turn 4. That is a brilliant move there from Whiff. Does seem like Marzi kind of learned Dito got through as well.
Dito follows him through.
Satsi gets another 3 second. Marzi will want to try to hold on just a little bit from those ones as Protein Group is pulling through. Panic in P8 as well. Marzi will not be wanting to hold up his teammate here and his fellow McLaren driver. Been with McLaren for a while now as well, so they definitely do have a good friendship as they will go side by side through Graveyard. That's very dangerous. Marzi onto the gravel will let Protein and Panic through. Shuts the door on Satsi though. That is very interesting there from Marzi, letting his teammate through and then shutting the door on the Haas to try to hold him up to let Panic get some time up. Battling Satsi through almost every corner. So we do have a massive lockup there, and I reckon that would be from Whiff, as he is out of the DRS of the front 3. Satsi is in the pits as well. That is a very interesting pit stop from Satsi there.
Nice. Did he lose a wing, or is he retiring the car? What's happening with Satsi? He's serving his drive-through.
Ah, right. Gotcha. Good job.
That's what he's doing.
Good job.
Serving his drive-through.
That's good. That's good. just keep an eye on this protein group driver. Obviously,
Yeah,
Div 4.
I'm watching Protein Group, and he's got Panic right behind him, going through turns 5, 6, 7. Panic's obviously got DRS on him, but Protein doesn't have DRS
Panic.
on Dito, and Panic just takes no quarter. This is my track. This is where I live.
Actual home race for a couple of these drivers as well. The only time we have a home race here for most drivers, or for most divisions, I would say. Obviously, the only exception to that being SJ in Silverstone, technically. But yeah, very interesting to see some racing going on here as well. No holds barred at all. Dito has gotten back into the DRS of Plugger, Boltzer, and Velocity, as Plugger does set the fastest lap. Dito beats it.
Bolts has a cheeky look down the inside going into turn 1 on Velocity, and he just keeps sticking his nose out, making Velocity wonder, is he going to make a move? Not quite. He'll probably throw it into overtake going down the back straight.
You'd have to think so. He'd want to get the move done before Graveyard if he's going to go for it. But
absolutely,
does he go
that
for
seems
it?
to be the favorable passing spot. He's 2/10, so it's definitely within the realm of possibility. Here we go. He's going for it, and we got Plugger right behind, following Boltsaru through, going too wide into turn 10.
Oh.
They take it smoothly. Boltsaru cuts ahead, gets in front. Echo stays, Velocity Echo stays in P2. Plugger very close P3, brings Dito and Whiff through.
Ooh.
Panic is looking like he's fallen back a little bit. He's lost DRS, 2 seconds behind. Protein Group's fallen behind slowly as those soft tires
Already
just get eaten up. Yep. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, man. Squash Josh started P20, and he is up to P8. And that being said, as much as this might stir some feathers, he's going to get my pick for driver of the day.
I don't think that would stir some feathers. He's done really well. Just for the sake of argument, though, I think we also have to put Bolts there. Just for the sake of argument.
Absolutely. He's had a tremendous race.
It's not even the fact that he's been leading. Like, he hasn't gained that many positions, but just some of the overtakes and the racing he's done with Velocity, you have to give it to one of them as well. As we will actually see Velocity take the lead here as well. Bolts will need to stick by him. Dito gets past Plugger. Whiff not able to follow through though, so Plugger will drop down to P4 as Terrence gets past Jukes down in the lower spots as well. We'll actually have a look at the Panic. We'll actually go on board with Josh for a little bit here because he has caught up to Protein Group and Panic. He could be on for a P6 here. Angus right behind P9 with a 3 second. And we also have a crash at Graveyard.
And a safety car.
All right, we didn't max it out.
Safety car. Here we go.
We've now maxed out the safety car.
A 2-lap shootout. Are people going to duck into the pits to throw on some fresh tires? We've seen a very interesting... I don't know what happened. I thought I saw a car go sideways and cross the grass going into the pits.
Into the pits?
Yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong.
Plugger's
but we've
pit,
got
Jukes' pit. Panic got a 10-second for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, Panic with a 10-second speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. But here we go. We got a 2-lap shootout. Anyways, you want to go ahead and throw in the driver of the day predictions or polls in the Twitch chat, please, to let our Twitch viewers give a vote.
Yep.
Everyone gets a voice here at Rush Racing League.
Doing that now. Just give me a second. This one I want. New poll.
This is going to be a dicey restart, to say the least.
Drive-through penalty takes skill. Unfortunately, Stutzy, it won't be yourself. It's between 2 drivers. And we have the poll up. We're not going to allow additional votes. So you won't be able to use your points to vote. It is a... Oh wait, no, we don't want to allow that. Everyone gets one. Driver of the day is up. You've got it for the next 5 minutes.
All right, Twitch chat, get your votes in. Let's do this. Let's get more than 10 votes.
It's going to be a very interesting play.
Absolutely. So we're going to see the safety car go around one more time. We're going to get 2 laps of racing. We've got everybody from P1 to P8 on 6-lap old tires with Protein Group on the softs. That's going to be like ace skating on ice come the last lap, but we'll see how he handles it.
It is a very... I do want to point out the gamble from Plugger going onto the softs. They will be quick. But he needs to be just as quick by dispatching Terrence, Angus, Josh, Protein, Whiff, Dito, Bolts, Velocity. Plugger did not have damage. He came in and pit for the softs because we are having a 2-lap dash. It is a smart play if he can pull it off. If he can't, we'll see what happens.
Personally speaking, from what I've experienced here in my short time in Rush and watching the races, pitting with 2 laps to go really only pays off if the front group pits as well. It is a struggle to gain a bunch of spots to try and get on the podium when you're, say, P7 down. But anything can happen. It is a race. There will be no safety cars from here on out. As you know, it's in this lap. So as Velocity Echo doesn't really slow the pack down. He's just kind of going. That's an interesting choice. Definitely saving the fiberglass wings from not brake checking. But he hasn't really grouped them up. Trying to keep his tires warm as he's weaving back and forth, going into turn 12.
I mean, the question is, right, is does he want to back them up? Because those softs are going to warm up very quickly compared to those old mediums. And Plugger is going to be quick. He is holding them up here, though. He's gone. Panic is retired.
And here, I think Panic spun around.
Panic spun into the pit wall.
I think Panic got spun, yeah.
That is interesting. Audi gets a 3-second.
And it is going to be elbows out going into turn 3. See if everybody keeps it clean going through turn 3, turn 4. Getting a little bit crazy with Angus. Angus making a move. Plugger looking like he's making a move on Terrence through turn 4. Heading into turn 5, 6. Good job by the Mercedes team there. Oh, we're seeing some parts go flying in the back of the pack.
Who do you stay on board with is the question.
That's the magical question, isn't it? We got Boltaroo. He's only a 10th down. Can't get it done in the first DRS
Josh
section on the back
side
of the
through
board.
graveyard. Josh gets a 3-second. No, Josh! And Plugger will get the move on the grass. Plugger is going for it. He gets the move done on Protein as well, possibly. Just keep an eye on this group, but Plugger, 3 positions in a lap. Could this be the scene we need? Josh does have that 3-second, unfortunately, so Plugger will not be wanting that to happen. DRS has been enabled. The top 4 have broken away from Protein as well, so that's actually that might actually hinder Plugger, as Plugger will go side by side with Protein Group through the track there. That is very interesting, though, as Josh will move up into P6. Angus fighting as much as he can to try to get more positions. Terrence up to P7. Protein.
We got
P8.
3 wide. There is carnage going
Zoo's
out of turn
off
3.
the track.
Into turn 4. We've got Zoo off. Yes. Thank you.
Sorry, this has been carnage. It's hard to say. You want to stay on board with the front guys.
I'm losing my voice a little bit. We got Zoo mowing the lawns. Marzi going around him, just getting swallowed up by Jukes and Audimotor. Unfortunately, Jizzle can't take control of his car, which is why he's in the back.
Still gets P15.
That should be noted. He'll still gets P15, so Gets a point.
Bolt's going for the
this
move,
lead
trying to
pack-
get the move done. Velocity Echo holding off very well, though. Dito alongside will have a front row seat for this final battle. Bolts will want to get something done here if he wants to win. Velocity Echo slowing everyone down perfectly just to get enough of a traction to win the race. He will win the Melbourne Grand Prix. P1, P2, P3 have all been decided. P4 is there. Plugger gets P5. Terrence gets P6. Protein will get P7. Josh stays P8. Jukes will get P9. Angus will get P10. Marzi gets P11. And Josh is the driver of the day. Well deserved there.
And it's really unfortunate that Josh picked up that penalty. I mean, he got the game driver of the day, the poll ended, and he got 11 votes, 73% for driver of the day. So congratulations to Josh. Unfortunate for that penalty, or it would have been a much better result for him and Team Red Bull. What a wild race. In the end, we did see the safety car max limit. Never ceases to be entertaining here in Albert Park for Rush Racing League, and just another race with elbows out, isn't it, Edge?
Absolutely. I'm just looking at the gaps for the top four. It's 5/10 between the top four.
Yeah, it was definitely a very close finish at the end there. You've got Velocity Echo taking out P1, top step of the podium. Boltaroo with P2. Dito sneaking into P3. Whiff P4. Plugger P5. Terrence P6. Protein P7. Squash Josh P8. Jooks 9. Angus 10. Marzi P11. Jizzle with P12. Sutsi in P13, Zoo P14, and P15, Audi Motor, and then a number of DNFs in Panic, Toasty, Arcs, Quasi-Reet, and who was the last one?
I didn't say.
Toasty.
Toasty.
So yeah,
P14?
that was Australia. If we can get that podium in for a bit of an interview along with Josh, that would be great.
I did get the results, Lamb. If J-Man did not, or if whoever needed them did not get the pictures, that they are on stream. So they are there. I didn't take photos of them. Someone else can get them.
That's all right. We'll get it sorted. So we'll just get these guys in the box, and we'll go ahead and get it started. And we might as well, if you want to go ahead and grab the podium in. We've already got driver of the day and our third commentary during Q1 in Squash Josh. Mate, what a race that you had. Unfortunate that you picked up the 3-second penalty, which dropped you down immensely. But heck of a result to finish where you did from where you started. How do you feel about your showing here in Albert Park?
Guess who had a setup? This guy. Friggin' oath. That made the difference. Honestly, thank you for the votes and the driver of the day.
Undeserved.
Yeah, great race. I am hoping that I'll be able to get 3-second removed as I was left no space. But we will see. I'll leave it in the steward's hands, but if that's the case, it pops me up to P4 pending penalties. Maybe P5. So, look, honestly, from P20, I'm happy. I'll take it. Didn't crash out. Did have to change a wing halfway through. But, I was able to pull in a good result for the team.
Yeah, like I said, mate, that was an epic drive from P20 to what I think it was P5 on track. Amazing race, and congratulations. Edge, do you have anything for Josh?
Absolutely, mate. Those safety cars. Obviously, you had a bit of a prayer to the Burt Mylander god. Was that really what turned it around for you? Those safety cars, or was it sort of you were going to get this anyway?
I think they definitely played a part. So that safety car on about lap 20, when the first one came out, actually, I said, it's a bit It's a bit early. Another one at like 20 would be perfect. And look what happened. So that second safety car definitely worked in my favour. Was able to change my wing under the safety car, lose less time. And then that final safety car at the end there, where a few people boxed and whatnot, just sort of pushed me up the order, which was really cool. So yeah, stoked with the result tonight. All things considered, where I started.
Yeah, look, you went from being a commentator to, finishing where you did. So, a good result for you, and good result for Red Bull.
More than a string to my bow, mate.
And just to think, you got to do it all again next week.
Bring it on. I actually had a really good race last night at Miami, so I'm pretty warmed up for that one already. I'm keen to get into it and then get into silly season.
Fair enough. Well, we'll let you get back to practicing and enjoy your day.
Thanks. Enjoy your evening, boys.
Thank you. And now what we'll do is we'll head over to Dito, the man in the Williams, on the third step. You bet on yourself in Q3. I saw in the Twitch chat, and it paid off. How do you feel your run went tonight? It's definitely a quick one.
Yeah, not as happy with the race as I was with Quali, but it is what it is, mate. It was a tough one. Made too many mistakes, unfortunately, and yeah, but I'll take P3.
Yeah, so next week we're heading into Miami. It's a street track, some tight turns, some windy ones, and some long straights. Are you looking forward to the change up compared to what we see here in Australia, being the fast turns and many DRS zones?
Yeah, I need to do a little bit more practice at Miami. I'm not too fond of it at the moment, but yeah, I mean, tonight was good. It got a little bit of confidence back. Had a few tough races lately, and just yeah, a little bit of confidence. Quali really helped. So I didn't really get to do much practice this week just due to work and stuff. But yeah, I was really happy with that. And then the race kind of snowballed. But next weekend, obviously Miami. Or next week, sorry, Miami, and then into silly season. So yeah, looking forward to it. I love street tracks, but yeah, definitely need a little bit more practice for that one.
Yeah, that's understandable. I think all the teams will be hitting the track early throughout this week to get some practice laps in preparation for Miami before we head into silly season. A good race to you, mate. I'll throw you over to Edge. You were the quickest man in qualifying, and good race.
Cheers, mate.
Mate, congrats on P3 first of all.
Thanks, mate.
Just want to kind of go over what happened at the start, because obviously you were leading into turn 1, and then by the end of the lap, you were P4. So was there a bit of, like, just a slip-up or something there, or was it just sort of, these guys are faster, I'm just going to sit behind them for a bit?
Yeah, I came onto the straight, and I missed a gear, and they had the DRS behind, so it was just a snowball effect. Unfortunately, they were all too close, and I missed a gear and lost so much momentum coming onto the straight. So yeah, I just had to deal with it. Obviously stuck with them, and then I had a massive moment into turn 1. Lost the rear. I actually almost hit the wall and dropped down to P6 later on in the race, so I had to work myself back through that. And yeah, third was the best I could get in that point. The Ferrari and Bolts were so quick tonight, but I was lucky to get past Plugger in the end there, to get in front of him before that safety car, which really helped. But yeah, decent race overall, but not what I wanted. But I'll take the points.
Yeah, I mean, P3, that's a decent amount of points. It gets you closer to Plugger as well, since you outscored him. Do we kind of get to the point where we're thinking about the championship now?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, me and Plugger, it's nothing but friendly banter there. We're just trying to both get the best results, but obviously we both want to beat each other, and it is heating up. I still am a little bit off him. This will help only a little 5-point gain on him, but everything helps if I can just continue, obviously, to finish in front. But it's still very early in the season, and still a lot of quick guys coming up through. Obviously, the kicks tonight were super quick. Yeah, I honestly thought they were looking like a 1-2 at one point. They had everything worked out, just didn't go in their favour. But all it takes is a couple of bad races from me and Plugger, and all of a sudden you got 3 or 4 fighting for the championship. But yeah, it's definitely on my mind, mate. Obviously got a lot on my mind with everyone's championships in the team, but yeah, it's getting there. We're hitting silly season soon, so starting
Yeah.
to spice up a bit.
Yeah, and one more question, since you are obviously the TP of Williams, are we expecting to see any changes happening in silly season, maybe?
I wouldn't say so, mate. I'm dealing with what I've got at the moment. I've lost a lot of drivers over the last few weeks. We have no Div 1 drivers or Div 5 drivers currently, so yeah, I don't think I'll be dropping anyone due to performance or anything. Everyone's doing what they can, and we're more trying to find drivers than anything. So just been an unlucky start to the season, and I'm hoping. I keep saying this, but I'm hoping we can straighten it up, and I'm hoping through silly season I can get all those seats filled, and we can just put that in the past and focus on the tail end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll let you go enjoy the podium celebrations with your team. It's good to have you back
Cheers,
on the
mate.
podium, and enjoy your night.
Thanks, mate. You too. Cheers.
No
All right,
worries.
next up on the step, we've got the man in the green and black, Kick Boltzaroo. How'd you go tonight, mate?
Yeah. Not too bad. It's probably my worst track. I wasn't looking forward to it, but yeah, I'm quite happy with P2 to be honest.
Yeah, you and Whiff both showed tremendous pace. In fact, Whiff brought home the fastest lap of the race. Your quality performance was strong. We saw a lot of carnage going out through the packs. What was going on in the team chat and in the garage when it came to those safety cars?
To be honest, Carnage, I think. We weren't like intending to have that many safety cars, but yeah, we prepared for the worst. Had an extra set of mediums for the last stint, and yeah, just capitalized on Plugger's pit that he did for Sauce.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting choice with only a few laps to go. But you led the race for a considerable amount of time. You pit twice, going from medium hard to medium. You brought it home. You made the right calls, and congratulations on P2, mate.
Yeah, cheers.
Over to you, Edge.
Yeah. Congrats on P2. Obviously, you were P1 and P2 with Whiff at that point in time. Were you guys kind of thinking, do we maybe let one escape and just sort of hold back the other group, or do we just kind of just go for as much as we can? Was there ever that strategy cross your mind at all?
Yeah, at one point, Whiff did tell me to try and push, but knowing the quicker drivers behind me, I just couldn't. So I tried to help him as much as I could, because I saw him and Dito went in a top pack. So I was like, I tried to get in front of the leading pack to hold them up, to help him. But yeah, not really. Just playing the team game, to be honest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But sort of, you got to play the team game. It's a good result. P2 and P4, so that's very good points for Kick here in Div 3. Does this kind of relaunch the season going into, obviously, Miami and then the silly season? Is this sort of the Kick we should expect to see now, or is this maybe could be a flash in a pan?
I sure hope so. From obviously last night, I raced in Miami. I had a shocking race, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this stretch of races that we have coming up, probably my worst tracks. But yeah, hopefully I can perform like I did here in the other races.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, I'll let you head off and go enjoy, I guess, the bit of a break that you have before we go back to Miami.
Yeah, I hate Miami.
It's a love or hate track, isn't it?
Yeah, but what's it called? Merc in the mud.
Oh,
Whoa, wait,
shots
whoa,
fired.
whoa. Excuse me?
Shots fired here from the comms box.
Angus
And
didn't beat me.
Okay.
moving on. Take it to the tickets, boys. So moving on. It looks like Velocity Echo won't be able to join us for an interview. The Ferrari garage has gone quiet. But what
too
a
hard
race
celebrating.
here at Albert Park. Definitely elbows out. We talked about it all throughout the beginning. What's it going to be? Is it going to be a bit full on with the safety cars? And it definitely did not let down in that department. Edge, other than chaotic, give us a couple words that summarize what we saw tonight.
I think there was. Oh, well, I mean, you've said I can't use the word chaotic. We did see the best and the worst of people tonight, and it did obviously cause safety cars, it did cause incidents, but I think we got to see some wonderful overtakes and some really good driving from a few drivers here, especially the top 5 or 6, and as well from our driver of the day in squash, Josh. He was absolutely well, but yeah, that was a huge performance from most drivers there. I'm excited to see what happens in Div 3 in Miami.
Yeah, definitely. Next week we head to the Americas and take on the track in Miami, going around the stadium where the Dolphins play. It's going to be an interesting day. It is what it is, brother. So from all of us here at Rush Racing League, we thank you for joining us. Brought to you by AI369. You can find out more by visiting ai369.co.uk. Pagnian for all your sim racing needs, and SimLab. Or if you're in New Zealand, Speed Nation. Thank you very much from us here at Rush. Hope you all have a good night. Take care, and we'll see you next time.